Welcome. So this will be my third Brothers War quick draft. Just get straight into it. Okay, interesting. We have a Door to Nothingness. So that's one of the retro artifacts. So it's 5 mana and it comes into play tapped. Two of each colour of mana, and you win the game. Well, target player loses the game. Just make sure you target your opponent. We have Underground River, and right away I'm just going to check my collection to see if I'm doing on the lands. So usually I'll just check to see what I've collected 4 copies of so far. So we do this, Brothers War. So right, it is just the these are the Mastery Pass rares. I'll just check how I'm doing on land as well. Overall, yeah, we just got with the 1 Underground River so far. Okay, fair enough. So I am rare drafting. I am building my collection. So I'm going to go for the Underground River because I'd rather I prefer Brothers War. I would prefer something that's usable in Standard than something. I guess this is usable in Historic or Explorer. So we'll grab this. Right, no rare in this pack. So we've got Pyrrhic Blast. I think this is kind of interesting. I've not seen anyone use it yet, but it's basically Fling as a cantrip. So it's 4 mana, but you draw a card. You sacrifice a creature. It deals its power in damage to any target, so you can go face with it. It's potentially, yeah, you could win the game with this with a big creature. Right, Audacity. Gives +2 and Trample. When it goes into a graveyard, you draw a card, so it's kind of a delayed cantrip. It's got the Aura Problem. They can obviously, your opponent could have instant speed removal as you're casting this on a creature, and then it will fizzle. They'll get a 2 for 1. So I don't think you really want to grab this. Mask of the Jade Crafter. Now this is good. I had a mono green draft a couple of drafts ago. I managed to make a 10/10 creature with this. And you get 2 bites at the cherry because it's got Unearth. It's the Unearth version's smaller because you've got that. It costs 3 to Unearth, so still late game. That's a huge creature. Sometimes that is just going to do the job. Actually, compare and contrast because I see Rust Goliath down here. It's almost a similar deal to Mask of the Jade Crafter. It's spend lots of mana, get a huge creature. But this is a 10/10 for 10, but it has Reach and Trample as well, so it's got some keywords that are useful. And you can prototype it for 5 and get a 3/5 Reach Trample, which is still okay, I guess. Jalem Tome, retro artifact, draw a card, then discard a card. I think over the years these kinds of tomes are they've fallen out of favour as sort of people are more concerned with tempo. So spending your mana in order to actually have an effect on the board. But you can draw it at instant speed with this. It's good if you have instant speed interaction. You can use this at the end of your opponent's turn or hold up counterspell mana. Right, Airlift Chaplain is quite good, I think. So it can help you hit a plains card or a cheap creature. That's quite nice. You mill 3 cards, of course. If you whiff somehow, it becomes. Oh yeah, you don't. You can't. So either if you whiff or you can elect to not take the card, you get a 2/2 flyer for 3 mana. So a 2/2 flyer for 3 mana is absolutely fine, and it's giving you that. This gives you that extra bit of utility as well. Good card, I think. Depth Charge Colossus is just a big creature. Coilless Rock, quite good, I think. I'm a fan of 3/3 flash flying creatures for 5 mana. There have been other ones in other sets, but this gives you a Powerstone token, which is pretty nice. Right, we have Thraxodemons for the. So this is a sacrifice outlet, and it's a Grizzly Bear as well, basically. So not bad. Conscripted Infantry, 3/1 for 3. Becomes a 1. Leaves behind a 1/1 when it dies. That's fine. Got Gnarlroot Pallbearer. Good for a green-black self-mill deck. Can pump something up equal to the number of creatures you have in your graveyard. It's quite similar to a card from I remember from Guilds of Ravnica. That card was it cost 2 black and 2. Anyway, Rustglath we mentioned, pretty decent big creature, and Power Plant Worker. I think this is quite good. I've been beaten up by these a few times because just having a 4/4 you can pump to 6/6 is usually the biggest thing in play. And then we've got Evolving Wilds at the end here. So this is the most flexible card. So maybe I might say I'm not bowled over by anything in the pack. There's some good things here. I think it's maybe between let's see, Coilless Rock is pretty good. Mask of the Jadecraft is pretty good. Airlift Chaplain. Maybe between those 3. So a couple of flyers and something that can make a big creature. But I've already played with Mask of the Jadecrafter. Maybe I want to just take the Evolving Wilds and stay open until I get something really good. Talking of something really good, we have Skyfisher Spider this pack. Right, so we've got green, black, and 2 with reach. When it enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. That's great. So kills any permanent, but you have to sacrifice something. So I think it's pretty likely that I'm going to pick this. Haywire Might is just quite good. Just remember it kills non-creature artifacts and non-creature enchantments. It's good for taking out, a prison sentence on one of your creatures. Non-creature artifacts like most often you're probably going to kill a Mask of the Jadecrafter before it pops with this. That's quite a common use for this because it's that thing activates at sorcery speed. Zephyr Sentinel. It's a soldier, but it can bounce soldiers back. There's the prison sentence. That's the other thing you're going to blow up with Haywire Might. Good removal card. Unleash Shells, good removal. Scrapwork Rager, that's a good fodder card. A card you want to sacrifice, basically, so you can unearth it and draw another card. So that's what we're looking for after we've got our Skyfisher Spider, I think. Lightstone animation is good. This it's a cantrip and it gets you a 4/4 as long as you've got a Power Stone, basically. And Gix's Caress is good. So that's basically a coercion that gives you a Power Stone. It's a bit of upside. Energy Refractor's nice mana fixing. Razormaw, so that's maybe something you can. If you've got a self-mill deck, you could that can always be another fodder creature for your sacrifice deck. But it's also a good, if it's at the point where it's not going to get through on the ground, I suppose. So yeah, Skyfisher Spider 100%. And we might even use Underground River here to, if we want to splash for blue. Right, Mishra's research desk. So it's got yeah, red on Earth. So it's kind of like taking an extra colour. We're pretty sure we are Golgari. Here are the dunes. This would be adding white to the deck. You can bring back artifact or creature with mana value 3. Okay. Unfortunately, the spider is mana value 4. It's a pretty good card, but I'm not sure it's good enough to go 3 colours. I think we'll build up our Golgari. Yeah, Sigil of Valor, it's quite a good breakthrough card. I do keep seeing this one, but not picking it. Because it's got that thing where it's not a creature, it's not a removal spell. It feels like a luxury to have in the deck, but you know, it has to be really good to justify its spot. Then we've got good. That's a really good white creature, by the way, for 3/4 flying for 5 mana, and it can pump something else. That gives you a bit of life gain. 4/4 creature. Boulderbranch Golem. Okay, this is just a solid green creature. Gives you a bit of life gain. If we're going Golgari, I think we might take that one. There's Gaia's Gift, and there's Mine Worker. So, best card in the pack is Hero of the Dunes. Maybe we should take that, just in case. If we're committing to green-black, we'll go Boulderbranch Golem. Which is, it's fine. This is solid pick. Gaia's Gift is there as well, which is quite good. Decent combat trick. I think, yeah, I'm going to commit to green-black. I think the Skyfisher Spider is a good enough reason. Okay, we have a defense grid. I'm going to just check my retro artifacts. I'm probably just going to grab that defense grid for the collection because it is a rare. I don't care that quite as much about Explorer. So you've got to go all the way down there to find a retro artifacts. Interesting, can't find anything. Oh yeah, because I've got 4. So I do have a couple of defense grids, but maybe there's a deck where I play 4 of them. Yeah, this is one of these tricky decisions. I just grab the rare and I don't even look at the pack because it's just going to cause me anguish. But Cradle Clearcutter is what we're missing out on. That's a pretty good ramp card. There's Giant Growth. Yeah, I'm not that bothered about a Cradle Clearcutter. I will take Defense Grid for the collection. There we go. Right. Okay, we have a big artifact creature. Unearths for double red, which is maybe not very good. The third path. Right. Dredging Claw. Never used this one before, really. But yeah, it's a way of giving something evasion. Again, it's something that's not a creature and it's not a removal spell. So, Emergency Weld is good. Okay, you get a creature or artifact back, and it makes a 1/1 artifact token. So this helps our sacrifice plan. We're a sacrifice deck. Shoot down is a good removal card in this set, I would say. I'm going to go for the Emergency Weld, though. Okay. Good card. This brings artifacts back from the graveyard. But we have Hoarding Recluse, so this is one of my favourite green commons. Reach and Death Touch basically stops anything. So we've got kind of a spider theme happening in the deck, but we'll take that. Okay, the Flux Reservoir. We just had a look at these retro artifacts. So I do have 2 of these already, but I'm gonna grab another one for the collection. Defabricate, Combat Courier, Fog of War. So we've run out of green and black creatures here. I don't see myself playing Fog of War. Combat Courier, maybe we can splash blue because we've got Underground River. There's also Tower Worker if we want. I mean, that's ramp. It's reach. It could block a small flyer. I think there's an argument for Tower Worker in this deck. Maybe we're more likely to do that than have blue for the unearth cost on Combat Courier. This is a good fodder creature though for. Well, we want to sacrifice this for a card, basically, don't we? But I think I'll take the Tower Worker for a bit of ramp. Right. So this is our. I guess it's the second pack actually. It's pick 10 now. So actually, the Rust Goliath has come all the way around. It seems to go quite late. We've also got Power Plant Worker. I think we prefer the reach keyword on this one. So we managed to. We've actually got 4 reach creatures already. That's quite nice. Tower Worker. We can pick up a Mine Worker now, or Energy Refractor. Energy Refractor is just better. I think it's just gives us. I think in pack 1. More ways of fixing my mana. It's just so tempting to try and pick up the assembly workers. Now we've got a tower worker. I think we've got to be sensible. Pick up the energy refractor. Oh wait. I keep forgetting I've got black in the deck as well. Clay Revenant is actually the perfect fodder creature, isn't it? You can bring it back. I think definitely. Actually, we want one of these. Nearly missed that one. Okay, the Ornulet comes back with white mana. We don't want to bother with that. We'll take the Mine Worker here. These things seem to go late. Okay, Mishra's Juggernaut's good. Maybe we can splash red for this to bring it back. Yeah, okay, let's take it. Yeah, probably not playing this, but grab it. Oh, yes, that's a good rare. Titania's Command. I got this in my first draft as well. Mishra claimed by Gix, so that's another good reason to splash red. But unlikely to get the Phyrexian Dragon Engine as well, but still at 3/5, and basically does a drain life based on the number of creatures that are attacking. Yeah. There's definitely an argument we can splash red for a couple of things now. But the only thing is, I notice our 4-drop slot, we've already got 3 things. We're a bit, it's a bit of a slow deck at the moment. Right, so we have Gnawing Vermin. If we want to go for the self-mill route, this can do that job. Nice cheap creature, and it's fodder for a spider as well. Trench Stalker. It's another big creature. If we have card draw, it can get Death Touch and Lifelink, so could be pretty good, but we've got too many big creatures already, I think. Gothian Sprite is a decent 2-drop with, I think, quite relevant evasion. Got the 4-2. We do need a few more 3-drops as well. And another Evolving Wilds is quite tempting as well. Argivian Avenger's another pretty good big creature. I think I feel like I ought to take the Sprite, so we've got another 2-drop, but I'm going to take the Evolving Wilds here, because it's looking like we might be 3 colours, and we're going to need more fixing. There's another Evolving Wild, so there's a Cradle Clearcutter. Levitating Statue. I don't think we're a Levitating Statue deck. I think we've got a lot of creatures. Another Emergency Weld there. I think we could definitely take the Clearcutter here. And that can be a 3-drop. Mass production. Nah. Right, another. So we could take a 3-drop. Are we a self-mill deck? Yeah. We don't really have much in the way of self-mill payoffs. The spider gains life equal to the number of creatures in the graveyard when if you choose to exile it when it dies. We do have some Unearth. We could also mill a huge bomb, Titania's Command, with this, and not be able to get it back. There is the always the option of Hoarding Recluse dying, and then you can put Titania's Command on the bottom of the library if it does get milled. So I don't think we're a self-mill deck yet. There's also Gruesome Realization is maybe okay. I think I'll take a 3-drop creature. 3/3 for 3 seems fine. Bit of a curve filler. Right. Now we've got Gixian Infiltrator, so that's a sacrifice payoff, and it's a 2-drop, which is good. But Scrapwork Rager is a really good fodder creature. And Blanchwood Prowler helps us hit our land drops. That's also very important. I don't think we're a full-on sacrifice deck right at the moment. We've got 1 sacrifice outlet. So I think I'd rather play the Prowler. The Stalwart could be pretty good as well for fixing our mana. And there is the risk of this with anything with self-mill. Getting rid of one of our bombs, basically. I think I think I can play the Stalwart in this deck. I can take one of them. Oh, that's interesting. Over the top. Yeah, I'll just rare draft that. Okay. I'd say I'm not super impressed with the cards here. So another Juggernaut, Razormaw, Air. I'm going to take Evolving Wilds number 3. That is going to help us a great deal, I think. Okay, sacrifice outlet found. It's transmogrant altar. So we could grab that and go for a bit of sacrifice. I have tried this a few times in sealed decks with mixed results. It feels like it ought to be amazing, but it's just it feels it just doesn't it doesn't beat the aggro decks. Really, it's slow and clunky. It feels. I mean, we're already pretty slow and clunky. Okay, Powerstone Fracture, sacrifice to actually destroy something. That seems like a better option. And that's just a small flyer. An Energy Refractor for a bit more mana fixing. We've got 3 Evolving Wilds. We're doing okay, I'd say, for mana fixing. I think I prefer a removal card. And that can sacrifice an artifact as well. Arbalest Engineers. Nothing else we can take here. Maybe we can splash for these. So at the moment I'm just going to drop Underground River. It's looking like we're not splashing blue at all. We might be going Jund. I'd like a few more 2 and 3 drops here to round out the deck. Trench Stalker is quite big. Yeah, we might just have to grab this 3-drop. It's Casey's dig site. Tell you what, we'll take the self-mill card here. I don't think we're going self-mill, but nice idea. Oh, this actually goes well with a sacrifice strategy, so there's an argument for that. Yeah, okay, take the artifact hate. Thran Vigil. Interesting. Whenever one or more artifact or non-creature cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Okay. Interesting card. Probably useless, but it's interesting. I'll take it. Okay, Kyla's Reconstruction. 3 white and X. We're definitely not going to splash this. But look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put up to X artifact and or creature cards of mana value 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Well, cool card. I'm just going to sideboard that. I will just adjust this deck, I think. Race to the Ground is going to the sideboard. Wasteful Harvest as well. Sibling Rivalry maybe as well. I think the Juggernaut's pretty good. Thran Vigil is a little bit iffy. And then we've got 3 Evolving Wilds, so we basically need 6 more cards for the pack, for the deck. I'd say 4 2-drops and 2 3-drops is really what we're looking for. Right, so got Audacity there. Mishra's Bauble, that just makes your deck 1 card smaller, so you can have a 39 card deck because it's just free, really. It 0 mana artifact that replaces itself. If you use its ability to sacrifice it, you could use it as fuel for a Powerstone Fracture. So that's kind of tempting. We've got some playable things down here. 2/1 flyer for 3. Another Powerstone Fracture. And Hoarding Recluse. I could argue that I'm doing okay for reach creatures. There's a decent 2-drop here as well. but I'm tempted by this removal card. Yeah, I'm going to take the Powerstone Fracture here. Soul Partition, yeah, okay, we'll red her off that. Not taking Blanchwood Armor. I've already done a mono green deck with this, so you don't want to play it in a multicolored deck. Okay, Boulderbranch Golem we know is good. Rust Goliath is alright. Ornithopter. There's also Ravenous Gigamole. Thran Vigil would be a 2-drop, but of questionable value. We don't really want another 4-drop, do we? Maybe we can get away with another one. I'll grab another Boulderbranch Golem. Junkyard Genius. Okay, black-red. We can splash for this guy. This guy's good. Hoarding Recluse again is good, but it's just another 4-drop. We'll take the Genius. Okay, I see a good 2-drop. We've got Thraxodemon. There's also Argothian Sprite. Creature or artifact to draw a card. Okay, yeah, let's take a Thraxodemon. It's good. Another good sacrifice outlet, and it's a 2-drop. So we're looking for, I think, 2 more cards, aren't we? We've got 3 lands. Yeah, got to 5 2-drops, 5 3-drops. Obstinate Baloth seems pretty good. It's another 4-drop, but it gains your life. I feel like that's quite good. Alloy Animist can animate my artifacts. I have 2 guys that make Power Stones, don't I? Just wondering, am I making many non-creature artifacts? I've also got some small artifact creatures that could become 4/4s. Feel like this might be very good. But having another creature that gains me life is very comforting. It's just, but it is a bit too many 4-drops, it feels like. And it's not an artifact. The golems can always, you can always use those power stones to help you get out the golems. Yeah, I'm... okay, this is double green as well, but we do have Titania's command with double green. It's a bit hard to cast this one. There's also a stone retrieval unit for making a power stone. That's also a 4-drop. What I've completely ignored though is Goblin Blast Runner. And we've got some sacrifice outlets. How many? We've got 2 Powerstone Fracture. We've got a Thraxodemon. And a Skyfisher Spider. Yeah, interesting decision. I think this is quite mana intensive. This says sort of late game to me, this one. But this is quite threatening in the early game. I think Goblin Blast Runner gets the nod here. I don't know, actually. Wait. I'm splashing red, though, aren't I? I'm not going to have red mana on turn 1, realistically. Yeah, I'm green-black with a splash of red. Okay, Obstinate Baloth it is. Okay, Dreams of Steel and Oil can get rid of an artifact or creature card. Most people are going to be playing artifacts or creatures, and I get to see their hand. Get rid of the most threatening thing. We don't really have much card draw, so I don't think we can justify a Trench Stalker. I think we want more early plays. There is the Sibling Rivalry. I think we've got one in the graveyard, in the sideboard. It's I feel we've got a few sacrifice effects, but maybe not enough, and they're all quite expensive effects. So this costs 4. Thraxodemon costs 3. These ones cost 2, so they're pretty good. Yeah, it's another 4-drop card. It seems quite good, Sibling Rivalry. But I like how cheap and good this is, Dreams of Steel and Oil. I think I might want to play this. Alright, Self-Assembler. Can find an assembly worker. We do have 2 assembly workers. That's card advantage. It's also a 5-mana card. And there's a decent 2-drop here. I'd like another 2-drop. Maybe 2 more 2-drops. Let's take a 2-drop. Okay, talking of getting 2 more 2-drops, there is an Argothian Sprite, so I'm going to take that. Pendragon Strongball, fantastic. Another sacrifice outlet. He only sacrifices artifacts. That might be useful. Whirling Strike has been destroying me recently. Seems to be a good combat trick, but it is red. We're splashing red, so it's not going to be as consistent. But same could be said of the Strongball, but maybe we want another sacrifice outlet. Right, now these guys, we've got Razormaw, 3-drop. I doubt we'll use it, but let's grab it. I mean, Aeronaut's Wings to give flying, it could be quite good. I've got the idea that we're quite strong at blocking flyers, but well, we've got 3 reach creatures. I'm almost certain we're not playing both Burrowing Razormaws. We don't want to do that much self-mill. Let's try the Aeronaut's Wings here. Okay, yeah, interesting choice. I think we've established though we can't get away with Blast Runner in this deck. Hoarding Recluse we know is great. Sibling Rivalry might be great, but we do have 1. I'll take the Hoarding Recluse. I'll take that. I'll take that as well. Well, I'm happy we got those a couple of late 2-drops. All right. So 45 cards of 40. Yeah, we'll check first to see if there's anything important we've left out. Supply drop, it's kind of a nice idea, but it's just very expensive. I like the fact it's nice you can replace itself. Okay, we're not splashing blue. I don't think we're doing self mill. Yeah, over the top is kind of crazy. Could be playing sibling rivalry. We'll just put that back in. Blowing up artifacts. This feels like a very sideboard card. Around Vigil. How many things are we bringing back from the graveyard? I mean, because this does nothing basically until I bring something back. Yeah, it's nice with Clay Revenant, but it's nice with Emergency Weld. I think there's the only two things coming back from the graveyard. I think so. Yeah, so this is definitely useless. I think. Well, I could drop Dreams of Steel and Oil. Because, I mean, it's a good card, but I'm just thinking, just to make things easier, if I just follow the guideline of 2 1-drops, 7 2-drops, 6 3-drops, 4 4-drops, I think it's 3 5-drops and 1 6+. Well, we're obviously gonna be. We won't be able to do that, but I'll try and get close to that, I guess. Burrowing Razor Maw can be dropped. I don't want to self-mill my bombs, basically. Because we have very limited amounts of things to bring stuff back. We've got an Emergency Weld. I think we want to keep that. Powerstone Fracture. I think we keep. We could drop Aeronaut's Wings. Do we drop the Mine Worker? We don't have like a full set of these assembly workers. I think we can drop that. That puts us down to 6 2-drops. Ideally we'd like 7, but we've got to make cuts somewhere. Quite like Tower Worker, just an extra bit of ramp. Sibling Rivalry. Do we have enough? I did count all of my removal things. Let's cut that for the moment. Yeah, that's right. I picked up an extra Hoarding Recluse at the end. Seems quite good. I'd had a long think about picking Obstinate Baloth. We might just cut it because it's double green. If we're going 3 colours, it's a bit hard to cast this on curve. It could be the death of me, just not being able to cast it, so that actually takes us down to 40 cards. So we've got Mishra. Mishra's pretty good, I guess. Bit of life gain when he's attacking. This is the Cradle Clearcutter can be an extra 3-drop. Boulderbranch Golem's an extra 4-drops. Rust Goliath. Yeah, I don't know if, well, we could cut Rust Goliath, to be honest. But what would we, well, maybe it's a choice between Rust Goliath and Sibling Rivalry. Do we need a huge trample creature in the deck? We've already got Mishra's Juggernaut. I think, mate, we are trying to ramp. At the moment, we've got Stalwart, Tower Worker. We're making Power Stones. So it's kind of could be kind of fun to have a 10 mana creature. Yeah, I guess it's maybe a choice between that or the Sibling Rivalry, or Dreams of Steel and Oil. Yeah, I think that seems okay, what I've got there. I'm gonna let's put something appropriate. Maybe Mishra. No, I think Skyfisher Spider. That's what the deck is built around. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll call that end of part 1, and I'll have a little bit of a think, a final bit of tinkering. So thanks for watching so far. Okay, I'm back. I've made a few changes. So sure enough, I have dropped the Rust Goliath. I think it's basically it's a breakthrough card, but it can also stabilize the board for when you prototype it as a reach creature. But we've got quite a good breakthrough card. We've got Titania's Command already, so I think I've set that aside so I can have something cheaper in the deck. I dropped the Pendragon Strongbull just because we're splashing red. We don't have that many. Well, I've got quite a few Power Stones, I suppose. I'm not that keen on sacrificing my artifacts, I suppose. We don't have any of the really good sort of artifact fodder to sacrifice, like the Ica Wellspring. So I'm leaving this one out. And you might notice I've dropped one Hoarding Recluse. This is very difficult. I love this card. It's a great sort of it's another stabilizing card. I can sort of just block anything, trade with anything. But I thought I probably need to drop a 4-drop if I want to try Sibling Rivalry. This one, I'm just thinking this is for the steal and sack strategy. It might be nice to have another This is kind of like a removal card as well. You're taking away, at the very least, you're taking away a blocker. You're getting another attacker. So this might be helpful for making a breakthrough. We've got the things we can sacrifice with are Skyfisher Spider, Junkyard Genius, and we have 2 Powerstone Fractures and a Thraxer Demon. So we've got five sacrifice sources. Yeah, we have just dropped one. We've dropped the Strongbull, but this only does artifacts. I think this is playable. I like the Hoarding Recluse a lot, so it was hard to fit this in. But the other thing, I've decided to keep the Tower Worker. This is sort of on the fringes, but it's kind of okay, I think. Adding it's another ramp card. We've also got Cradle Clearcutter that ramps for it's a 3 mana sort of mana dude. I think maybe this guy's okay. The Mine Workers come in. I think we need another 2-drop creature. I think this is it. This is the option we have. But hey, he's not that bad, and when the board is stable, he's gaining you a point of life every turn. That's not the worst. And the Dreams of Steel and Oil have come in, so I am worried about these aggro decks, and just having a cheap way of knocking out one of their cards could be quite useful. I mean, it's hand destruction, it's not dealing with the board, that's one problem, but it is very cheap as well, so it means you can maybe double spell and try and keep up with an aggro deck. So yeah, that's the deck. The only thing I'm not sure about is dropping the Hoarding Recluse for Sibling Rivalry. So I might reverse that decision later. But otherwise, pretty happy. In the mana base, I've dropped down to 3. I've got 3 mountains, 3 Evolving Wilds, and then 6 5 swamp. So effectively 9 green sources, 8 black, 6 red. So you probably want, we've got the right number of green sources. We ought to have 1 more black source. We ought to have 1 more red source, but this is the best we can do. And the Citanul Stalwart, potentially this is like an extra black or an extra red source. So I think it kind of evens out. We're not going to be that efficient at playing things on turn 1. So very unlikely. We're not too likely to be able to cast these things on turn 1, but that is the reality of draft decks, I think. Okay, cool. So we've got basically all our mana we need. We've got the Evolving Wilds can get us green. It looks like we'll play Clay Revenant turn 1, and then Evolving Wilds on turn 2. We know we've got a black 1-drop, so we play the Swamp. We could top deck that next turn. The Dreams of Steel and Oil. Nice, okay. Let's go aggressive. Boom. I'm going to play Evolving Wilds, but I won't use it just yet. Okay. I'm going to activate that, and I'm going to get a Forest. Okay. Now, we really need to top deck a land here. Otherwise, we're gonna stall. Okay, he's gone blue for his 3rd color. Okay. So the temptation here is Powerstone Fracture and sacrifice the Revenant. Take out 3rd Path Savant, swing in with a patrol. And that gives me something to do, and that's the temptation. Maybe I shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it. Because I can get him for 3 damage. I can bring back the Revenant to the hand if I'm going to brick on lands. Okay. Well, that's obviously the thing I should have killed. Well, we hit a land. Do we need... What do we need? I think double green is the most sensible thing to get. We do have Gaia's Command. No, Titania. I keep calling it Gaia's Command. It's Titania's Command. We'll bring back the Revenant. Is it sorcery speed? No. No attacks, and end turn. So we got impatient there. I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to do anything with my mana. Hey, I can blow up this thing, which might be a threat late game. Oh, sweet. So he's hit 7 mana with that. You see, that's the... I definitely should have waited 1 more turn, and he's gained 6 life. Okay, we're absolutely getting destroyed at the moment. Okay. We do have another land. We have a Hoarding Recluse. We just fingers crossed he does not have a removal card. You can see this is the ultimate ramp card for your artifacts when you've got a bunch of creatures. Okay, Dreams of Steel and Oil, what do we think? Yes, I think we go for it. 2 Rust Goliaths, oh my god. Oh my god. Let's do a crappy Boulderbranch Golem. I don't think I can wait for 7 mana. We'll wait with the other one. Nice. So 10-10, drawing extra cards with Battery Bearer. Yeah. So it's a very good example of getting punished for impatience and wanting to do stuff with your mana. Okay, but still, we can trade with Hoarding Recluse. We just have to hope he doesn't top deck some removal. I guess we'll play our 2-drop here. But Dreams of Steel and Oil, that saved us from a second Rust Goliath. Oh my god, he's got an 8-drop now. Casual 8-8. So this is the ultimate ramp deck of ramp decks. We didn't hit our ramp. I think we're going to need this Boulderbranch Golem. This pumps for 7 as well. That's another reason we need 7. Okay, so that is an 8-8. However, this brings back a creature card. We can block with Hoarding Recluse, bring it back, and replay it next turn. Assuming he's just going to attack with this guy. Of course, you've got Titania's command as well. Why would you not have that? Okay, block the Rust Goliath. Take 9 from that. Are we keeping count? We're taking 9 from that one. Right. Thing that does the next most damage. 10 damage. Block that one. Thing that does 8 damage. Block that one and chump block it. Trade off here. Trade off here. Take 8. We're taking 9 from that. So that adds up to 17. A fine set of blocks, I think. Unless something's got trample that we've not noticed. No, I think it's 8 plus 9 is 17. So aggro, not the problem this time. How about my graveyard? Oh, we could get rid of his combat courier. Haha. Or we could put Powerstone Fracture back in my deck. Yeah. I mean, I think we're very dead, gotta say. So Clay Revenant, that can come back to my hand. This is sorcery speed, of course. Hey, we can finally get our Boulderbranch Golem. It's 6 life. Or we can Emergency Weld. That's a 6/5. It could trade with a Battery Bearer. Emergency Weld, Death Touch. Wait, this gives us 2 blockers. Doesn't quite work, but that's the... Oh wait, I've got... Oh, this comes into play tapped. Best I can do. Coastal Bulwark, so that's his anti-aggro ploy. So we block the 10-10 and the 8-7 and die. Right. Just thinking, would steel and sack be a viable? just based on that experience, well, we made a very obvious, well, 2020 hindsight kind of mistake of using our one removal card on a third path savant on turn 3 because we had nothing else to do, and I had you know, itchy feet. I wanted to do something, and then literally next turn he plays an uncommon bomb, the battery bearer. So Sibling Rivalry gives me another potential removal card, and Hoarding Recluse is just another defensive card. We saw how good that is at just trading off with a huge creature. This could take a huge creature and win me the game. That's the only thing. I'm sort of having, I kind of not 100% on Mishra killing by Gix, because you get the life gain when you attack with him. A lot of the time you just can't attack. He is just a 3/5 creature. He does not have reach. Does not have death touch. Maybe Mishra is not as good as another Hoarding Recluse. Yeah, I think that might be it. I mean, he's good in specific situations when you're racing, but I think Hoarding Recluse is just a better stabilizing card. I think I want as many of those as I can get. Okay, we only have 2. We got lands. We're going first. We do have Dreams of Steel and Oil. 1 land will get us a Junkyard Genius, who gives us a Powerstone, who will let us not do very much because we need green mana. This is looking like I should mulligan it, because we've got 4-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, all needing green mana. Let's mulligan. Okay, we can just, this time we're going to get all forests. We will drop, well, this guy has 2 color requirements we can't meet. I think we drop him, because potentially we could play a Juggernaut on turn 5. This can, yeah, okay, keep 6. We've got the combo here as well, though. These 2 are a combo. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Okay. Do we drop the Juggernaut and try and hope we draw some other stuff? Yeah. I like the fact that this is a combo. This gives me a plan. Maybe Dream of Steel and Oil is a good one. Okay, that's a mountain off the top. I'm very happy about that. We've got nothing else in play and nothing to tap with Citanul Stalwart. That's the problem. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Well, there we go. We actually top deck the lands we need. It's a good start. But for this combo we need 7 mana, right? But Powerstone is going to be 1 mana towards that, which is good. No attacks. And we're going to take a big chunk of damage. And Junkyard Genius, of course, might get blown up. And the soldiers are going to be huge. And I'm going to take 7 damage. Okay. And I could trade off and only take 4, but then my plan goes out the window. Let's just recap. 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we have 7 mana next turn. Okay, no blocks, we'll take 7. forest. Okay, we can play a 3/6 blocker, which would be pretty good. So doing the combo, 7 mana. It means stealing this, tapping both my creatures, which means we don't get an attack in. I think maybe playing the Clearcutter is what we do. And we'll just wait for his removal card. There's a Powerstone Prodigy, okay. Okay. That's also good. What do we do first? I think Titania's command helps us set up quite well. Bit worried he's going to kill my Junkyard Genius though, so I should like Sibling Rivalry ASAP. Take out Yoshin Tactician. Does have blue, he could counterspell things. Okay, I think it's Titania's command first. Bears and 2+1/+1 counters. But I'm not going to attack. He's got 3 cards. Will he take out a Junkyard Genius this turn? He's more likely to go for the Cradle Clearcutter, I would have thought. Okay, Myrel, Shield of Argive. Really good card. Okay, it's another sacrifice outlet, so Myrel's pretty scary. I think that's suddenly the one we want to grab and sacrifice. A little issue. Okay, Sibling Rivalry, the Myrel. We need red mana, but we can get that from Citanul Stalwart. If I play Thraxodemon, tap it for red. No, it doesn't work. Okay. So we've got to tap this for red mana, and combat attack with it. Yeah, okay. There's nothing with vigilance here, right? Okay, let's tap Myrel. We don't need to attack with Myrel. And then do that. Sacrifice Myrel. His swing back as well. That's 4, 7, 10, 11 damage. Right. Which we have to be aware of. So I think the swing back's quite scary. So we'll just do 2 attackers. Also, we could have been swinging with 20 damage, but he's got, you know, he could have instant speed removal. I should know what that is for 2 mana. I do have a list of instants. I might have a little look at it actually. If in my notes, Brothers War instants, white, Deadly Riposte, red, Whirling Strike, Mishra's Onslaught. Yes, in other words, he can definitely get me. This will unearth, so this is potentially not taking much damage off the board. 2, 4, 7. So we can leave him with as a Powerstone Prodigy, and that one isn't as scary. That's getting blown up. Okay, that's 3 damage. The only thing that's got 3 toughness. It's fair enough. That's getting recommissioned. And he draws 3 cards. Amazing. Okay. That's worked out really well for him. It's a reunion. Nice. Right, now sacrificing a... So I can, yeah, Emergency Weld. I can bring back Clearcutter. But if I sacrifice a Power Stone here, other creatures get Menace and Haste. And okay. But I've only got 1 source of black. So I will do 15 damage, and he'll be forced to block and take, you know, take a trade somewhere. That seems good to me. Oh, other creatures, so it doesn't include him. So it's not lethal. I'll just send in the 2 bears in that case. I don't know if that was such a good idea now. Yeah, it says other creatures. 6, 7. I'm taking 10 damage potentially. I'm going to keep the Junkyard Genius back. So I feel like I've misplayed there, to be honest. Alright, take out the Tactician. Oh, Sigil of Valor. Oh wow, that's so he can pump up his Dragon Engine. That's going to be for each other creature you control. Oh god. I might have to chump block here with a Junkyard Genius. Felden, okay. Right, each other creature you control. So it gets to 5/5. Alright. He could have the combat trick that gets him to 7. I don't have lethal next turn. I just have to chump block here because that's potentially lethal. He just needs the instant speed pump. So now I'm thinking I did not go aggressive enough early enough. I could have like finished this game earlier. But we've got Emergency Weld, we've got 5, 7, 8 mana. We can have a 3/6 blocker. But this is a problem. Well, we've got a 1/1 blocker with when we attack with this guy. He can't block. Okay. Right, Emergency Weld. Cradle Clearcutter, right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure I count right. Gives us a chump blocker. I can swing with the bear. He has to chump block. We get a 3/6 creature. Counterspell. Okay, yeah, because that was an artifact. Didn't see that one coming. But the key here, he's been able to bring that back and draw 3 cards because he emptied his hand. It's just pretty insane card advantage. That's attacking as well. Okay, well that's 6 damage getting through. That's a total of 10 damage, so he can still get lethal. We've got to chump block the 6 damage here, I think. So yeah, that guy got pumped up. So he's going to whittle me down there. Oh, Boulderbranch. That's a good top deck, so that is me gaining some life. He can attack. That can be a 5/5, which will kill the Boulderbranch Golem with a first strike. This is a very annoying combo, and if we let it through, we die. So maybe we have to chump block with the bear. But the Boulderbranch Golem gets us up to 15 life. Let's think about whether we want to attack with a bear. Because the trouble is 5/5. When he attacks with a 5/5 first strike, I've just got to chuck the bear in the way. I'm going for it. I'm going to attack. Go down to 6. Full cost Boulderbranch Golem, going to be 6 life. And then I think we just take the hit. Fingers crossed he does not have a pump spell. Because it's going to be 10. Okay, it's going to be 12 damage now. Okay, he had a creature, so I think we're probably dead. So that's 5/5. It attacks. It becomes so he's got lethal with that, just with this guy. So I have to chump block here. Pretty sweet. So yeah, this guy survived Gaia's command. Titania's command. I've got to remember what it's called. Yeah, 8/6 double strike turns out to be a pretty good card. Okay, I see a couple of chump blockers. Now, he's got first strike on this guy. I'm going to keep slamming into him with the bear. So I've got 2 chomp blockers. I can keep attacking. See if he's got a pump spell. Okay, this thing's very dangerous because it pumps his dude, so that's got to die. The other thing's got flying. Can't do much about it. So Argothian Sprite can't be blocked by artifact creatures. And we can pump it next turn to 3/3. Not quite good enough, but this sacrifices creatures, other creatures or artifacts. So this could be useful for just sacrificing the Powerstone for another card. Okay, he's going to have a huge creature. Alright. That's going to be 12 damage I take. I don't think there's a way. I think... Yeah, because he can still block with the cavalry. This is my best evasion option. But I think... yeah, okay, let's block like that. Keep the Thraxodemon because it can sacrifice a Powerstone and draw me a card. Seems reasonable. Okay, Evolving Wilds, we have nothing. So, I mean, that tells him what he needs to know. But... okay, next. But yeah, the power of drawing 3 extra cards, you can see. Also, Bitter Reunion, drawing 2 extra cards. Okay, everything gets haste. Because this does quite a lot of damage, let's be honest. On the ground, though, that does 6 still. That's doing 4. We will, yeah, that's right. Sacrifice that, draw a card. Sure. It's a Hoarding Recluse. And we're just dead. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't... That was a bit complicated. So earlier, where I had the guy's command, could have attacked with everything. But I was worried about the swing back there. Maybe I just needed to go for it. I mean, it did get him down to 6 life. But I was scared of just that, losing out of nowhere because he has a combat trick on a double striker to get lethal. But yeah, I think maybe I was seeing ghosts there, and yeah, but I didn't think of the risk of him bringing his Dragon Engine back, drawing 3 cards. That's pretty horrendous. Yeah, he did a bit of early damage to get me down to 13. Now, after that experience, do we... I mean, would Mishra have made a difference in that game? 3/5 blocker. Yeah, might have done. But the sibling rivalry on Morel, that was pretty good. Just feel like I must have misplayed that. I don't think I played that as well as I could have done. But yeah, we had the choice of sibling rivalry or Titania's command. I thought I'll go for the command first, then do sibling rivalry the next turn, and just take out his best creature, which seemed to be Myrel at that point. So yeah, this might be the 0-3. It's looking that way, but never mind. Make sure that's added to the decks. I think well, we've had a couple of challenging games. I've already forgotten game 1, though. But yeah, that's a nasty combo. Phyrexian Dragon Engine with the Sigil of Valor, which it's actually the card I've been looking at every draft and thinking about, and just thinking, yeah, so it's a breakthrough card. It's not removal. It's not a creature. Can I afford to play it? Obviously, fantastic on a double striker. Okay, well, we have a 5-lander, but we have a 2-drop and a 3-drop, and we have all the colours of mana. I keep these ones, personally. Keep him guessing. Ooh, we have Sibling Rivalry to go with our Thraxodemon. That's pretty nice. Oh, I just completely misplayed. I was thinking, oh, better get the forest out now. No, I needed a swamp for the Thraxodemon. So, yeah, bit of an early blunder. But now we'll play a Perimeter Patrol. He's got 3 colours. Battlefield Butcher. I've been killed by this in the previous draft. So the good news, we can get our Thraxodemon out now. Not too much harm done. And we want to hit 7 mana. It's 7 mana to do this combo here. Obviously the Butcher can block. I don't think I'll bother attacking. Citanul Stalwart can tap for something for mana, so that's 5 mana I'm on, 6 mana next turn. It's a couple of turns we can do the combo. Aeronaut's Wings. Okay, so he can get through with something. Okay, again it's 6 mana we've got. We could wait till next turn, get more life from this thing. Yeah, okay, let's wait for next turn. Get 3 more life. Delay the Sibling Rivalry a bit longer because he could play something really terrifying. Yeah, that's gonna get flying. Okay, my turn. Hey, we've got the Junkyard Genius as well. That's pretty nice. So we'll... I mean... let's Boulderbranch Golem and tap the Thraxodemon. Then I've got a 4/3 to attack with, so it can trade off with something. Would it trade off with the Vanguard? We'll see. These two could block. I'd love to kill the Battlefield Butcher. That is a future problem. Good, so that's the thing I was going to Sibling Rivalry. That's another good target to Sibling Rivalry. So that's 5 damage through. Okay. Right. Let's recap. Sibling Rivalry on the Vanguard. Because that's his best card. He doesn't have mana to sacrifice it. 3 mana on Thraxodemon. Okay, cool. I think we attack with a Vanguard, Boulderbranch Golem. And then we'll Thraxodemon and sacrifice the Vanguard. Steal and sack. So the steal and sack plan is working. Junkyard Genius, you don't have to tap him, but you do need black and red. We do have 2 black and 2 red, which is quite good. Scrapwork Rager, that costs him a life point. This is a bit of a clock at the moment, this guy. Powerstone Fracture destroys creature or planeswalker. So obviously this can get pumped up by artifacts, so it's slightly more threatening, I think. We might want to hit that one. But we've got the Junkyard Genius, let's play that. Another Powerstone. Play Forest. He can triple block here. That's something I'm aware of, so he can kill the Boulderbranch Golem. So I think Powerstone Fracture, just kill this Vigilance dude. Sacrifice a Powerstone to do it. Sacrifice a Powerstone to pump. Yeah. Sacrifice the Powerstone. And then he's got to double block everything. Everything's got Menace. So trade off Thraxodemons, I think. It's down to 2. Pretty good. We have sacrificed our Power Stones, but I think it's been worth it. 4 cards left. Blocker. So he only gives other creatures menace and haste. Doesn't give himself menace. He can only sacrifice other creatures, of course. Powerstone Fracture, sacrificing the wings. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Now I could swing in with this guy. I could play Hoarding Recluse, sacrifice the Stalwart, because this gives menace and haste, and this will have menace. Let's go for the let's do that. Let's go for sacrificing the Stalwart, and just fingers crossed the Hoarding Recluse can do it. I mean, he needs, you know, removal. Maybe this is a bit risky. I'm going to go in with this guy as well and see if he can deal with both of my threats. Oh, we got him. We got a win. Whew, phew. I thought 0-3 was nailed on there. I think sibling rivalry, these steal and sack things, it just takes a little more thought, and I'm not used to it. It's it's a bit complicated, but it's working at the moment. You end up with quite a complex sort of board state, counting up, making sure you got the right mana, everything like that. But that was a showcase for what the Junkyard Genius can do. Pretty amazing. And that just giving haste as well to the Hoarding Recluse was relevant at the end there. Okay, it's only a 2-lander. I'm going first. This is risky. So that's a 3-drop. Got a couple of 3-drops that get me out of it, right? I'll want green mana so I can cast this. I just need to hit another land. And how often have people said that? I'm going to keep it because I think it's a good hand otherwise. We've got nothing to do on turn 2. That's unless we top deck something. I think we'll play a swamp and we'll see what we draw next turn. Because I could top deck a forest and then I can go for a mountain. We top deck another Evolving Wilds. Well, that's good. We're more likely to have a green 2-drop, aren't we? Okay, cancel that. End turn. So it's a slow start, but at least we're going to have the mana we need. We're more likely to top deck green 2-drop. So activate that. Get a forest. Okay, we've drawn all 3 Evolving Wilds. Good start. Emergency Weld doesn't do anything yet. At least my opponent has had a slow start as well. Okay, we've got Third Path Savant. I remember, game 1 was where I blew up the Savant on turn 3, and then he played Battery Bearer and crushed me. Yeah, I remember game 1 now. Okay, mountain, please. That's a good card. Okay, and we can ramp into that nicely. How about a Tower Worker? I'm thinking. Or we could have aggressive Arbalest Engineers. Okay, Tower Worker it is. Let's do that. We'll need double greens, so I think we'll look for a forest, because the Clearcutter could get killed. Another one, okie doke. Do we block? He's not attacking. Okay, we actually have Titania's command mana. He is playing blue. He's tapped out. That's a consideration, I think. But we could go Clearcutter, Arbalest Engineers, make a Powerstone token. We might have a use for a Powerstone token, I'm thinking. Just put out 2 things, more things to gather up tokens. Powerstone token, please. Clearcutter, please. I'm going to look up blue counter spells. Oh, he has a big creature, right? Okay. Emergency Weld. I think sacrifice Arbalest Engineers. Yeah, I think play Skyfisher Spider, sacrifice the Engineers to kill the Trench Stalker, and then bring it back with Emergency Weld. I think that would be amazing. Yes. An Emergency Weld. Oh my goodness. We put another 1/1 creature into play. We can go extra greedy. We can play the Engineers next turn. Okay. Oh, this got so many creatures. Do we keep playing out creatures? Are we waiting too long? He's tapped out. It's kind of crazy how greedy I'm being. But we can blow up that blocker. So Powerstone Fracture, sacrifice this to blow that up is a possibility. Boulderbranch Golem's a possibility. Or just Gaia's Command right now is pretty awesome, but it could be more awesome. Okay, I'm doing this one. Gotta make a decision, and we'll do no attacks. We're just kind of hoping he doesn't have a counter spell. Overwhelming Remorse. Okay, good. He's using removal spells. Oh, we've got Sibling Rivalry. Unbelievable. Okay. Sibling Rivalry. Sacrifice Clearcutter. Blow up a third path Savant. Do we have the mana for that? Yeah, 6 mana. He's very likely to counterspell this, I would have thought. And I'll feel very stupid if he plays a really scary creature. But if he has a counterspell, I would... Okay, there... Fair enough. What do we attack with? Okay, let's attack with the Clearcutter and see if he wants to sacrifice block it. Powerstone Fracture, blow up the flyer. Target the rock. I mean, that felt pretty good. He's got 1 card left. He can draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's do that. Let's check what the counter spells are in this set. Blue. Defabricate. Won't work. Scatter Ray. Won't work. Urza's Rebuff is 2 blue. Okay, let me just look. He's got 1 blue. So we're going to... I mean, if we have 9 mana... We don't have 9 mana, do we? for... I think we have 5 mana. We could do the Arbalest Engineers, but we won't do that. We'll do Titania's command now, because we know he can't counterspell it. 2 bears, 2+1+1, please. Okay, well, it's going to take out that dude. I was thinking, we got to get going here. He's just going to draw 3 cards every turn, which is pretty scary. This can be a 3/3 haster next turn. Let's add a bit more pressure. Let's see if he's got a board sweeper. I know there's Gix's command, but that will kill my highest power creature and kill power 2 creatures. So I'm not familiar with the other sweepers in the set. But that was a good display of my removal options in the deck. We got Sibling Rivalry and Powerstone Fracture there, and took out 3 things. Emergency Weld, get the big creature back. Fair enough. Is it enough? I think I'm going to get... okay, we can take out that blocker. That's 1 damage. Okay, all right, we got there. So we held off with Gaia's command, and it did work there. So I think the only counter spell to stop it is Urza's Rebuff, which is 2 blue and 1. There's a kind of power sink for creatures and artifacts for 4 called Scatter Ray, and there's something else. Defabricate count, which is exile artifact or enchantment spell. Okay, well we like to see that. We've got all 3 colours of mana. We have a 2-drop as well, followed by a choice of 3 drops. That's good. And then we'll be able to play this on turn 4, no matter what. Okay, 1/1 first strike. That does beat my Honor Guard, unfortunately. Okay, couple of lands. Arbalest Engineers could just ping this blocker here. Now he might have Urza's Rebuff here. I'll take that risk. We'll Arbalest Engineers and try and ping this blocker. No, in fact, Scatter Ray. I was just talking about it. There it is. Boom. Oh wow, okay, right, 2/2 first strike. Can't do much about that. Yeah, Evolving Wilds here, so we'll play Junkyard Genius. Oh yeah, I think having double red's useful. We've got a forest in the hand. Let's get a mountain. Double activation potentially on the Junkyard Genius. Kind of unlikely, but it's possible. Prison sentence on that guy. Okay. Alright. I'm going to take a lot of damage here. I need to survive. But it's just 2 damage. He's not going in with both. Perfect. Perfect. I was thinking, oh, I want to wait another turn to get 7 mana for these guys. So that's 6 mana. And we have the Clearcutter, and we just hope he doesn't counter it. That's a nice blocker. That should stabilize this situation. And they've got some nice life gain coming. Oh, he's got a big flyer. Okay. He's got some big soldiers as well. That one's getting to 4/5. Okay. Let's gain some life with this guy. That's how we're going to beat this flyer. We're just going to try and keep gaining life. We can even play a Mine Worker if we tap the Clearcutter. And that's 1 life a turn as well, so that's quite nice. What we'd like is a removal card around about now. That would be pretty good. We can give our dudes Menace and Haste, of course. And then we can get through with quite a lot of damage. If we... Okay, that's a removal card, basically. Yeah, let's think about this. Sacrifice a Powerstone now. 4 damage, 4 damage, 7 damage, 3 damage. You can block one of them. Probably wants to first try this one. So for 11, 13 damage. He can't survive that for long. Right, we've got Boulderbranch Golem for 7 mana. I'm gonna go for this. I'm going to build up the board because we've not got lethal yet. So the Boulderbranch could go in and get double blocked here. And die. But he'd trade off with a Tactician. I think we'll wait. We'll wait for our big attack, I think. No attacks. Just we'll try and remember to tap our Mine Worker for a life point next turn. Okay, pass to attackers. I think this guy gives haste as well. I'm going to tap this for a life point. Forest, I think that's pretty good. So, the idea is, Hoarding Recluse is going to get haste here. Right. And that's going to give us, if he's got no reply, that gives us enough damage to kill him this turn, because everything gets menace. So, now what have I missed here? Prison Sentence can't use activated abilities. That will scotch my plan completely. For some reason I thought this only stops, this is a pacifism, but it stops activated abilities. That's probably always been the case for pacifism as well. I think in that case, in with the Boulderbranch Golems is what I'm thinking. What about Cradle Clearcutter? Get double block there. I think, yeah, in with the golems. Let's go for it. Can't be that easy a block for him to make. Okay. He has supply drop. Nice. That card I've just been ignoring. So, 1 combat trick gets upgraded to a removal spell, basically. Fair enough. And he gets to replace the card. It hurts. Right. Cool. He's going to get some card selection. Find the next combat trick. Right, gets rid of recommission. Interesting, because there's no targets for it, I guess. So just hoping to top deck a removal spell, perhaps. Drawing a card off that as well. Okay, pass to attackers. Tap my mine worker for a life point. Swamp in hand. Right. We'll see if he's got the same trick again. It feels risky to attack with the Hoarding Recluse. I want him to have a removal spell for that, I suppose. Okay, attack with the Golem again. See what happens. That last one was a pretty bad result. He's got Ambush Paratrooper. Okay, he can pump his team with that for 5 mana. Looks like those two are going to block, so we'll kill the Aeronaut Cavalry because it's just bigger. This one can pump the team, which is also scary, but I think that's the right choice. And end the turn there. Oh, he's got, yeah, okay, that's pretty good at this stage of the game. That is going to help him get rid of these lands on top of the deck and draw into some good stuff. Tap that for a point of life. Good hit. Right. We know Urza's rebuff could be the problem here, but it just counters it outright. I don't think we need to worry about power sink. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do Titania's command here. Does he have Urza's rebuff? We'll see. Okay, next to combat. So he's got 7-8 mana. He can pump once. So that's 5-6. That's a 3-3 first strike. That's a 3-4. So we will lose one of our 3 power things. I could just give him difficult attacks to deal with by going in with these. Okay, yeah, kill the pump creature. Okay, so Death Touch should hit both of these and kill them. I don't think he... Oh, maybe, yeah, he needed to double block to get... Okay, my graveyard. I'm going to put Titania's command on the bottom of the deck. Just in case. I think we've... Was this the game I had... I've only had 1 Evolving Wilds. I've got 2 deck shufflers left in there. This lets him scry as well. Okay. Recommission, bring that guy back. Yep. 3-4 now. So he can get to 4-5, that can get to 5-6. He's only on 9 life. I'm going to tap that for my life point. So, let's see. Blocks my 2 biggest things, and 12 damage gets through. He's got 2 cards and 6 mana. So, yes, on balance we attack with everything. Another Ambush Paratrooper, okay. He doesn't have enough mana to pump his team now. That's a trade-off. That's a trade-off. That's a chomp. 8 damage goes through, so he survives. He's down to 1. I can keep this back in case he has a board wipe. That's all I'm thinking. I haven't familiarised myself with the board wipes in this set, but I feel like that's all that saves him here. He's got 2 cards, he's got to stop 3 creatures. Unless he's got mass production. Yeah, he's got mass production. I was just thinking, oh yeah, you could. There is a card that gets you a lot of stuff. Sigil of Valor. Okay. Keep attacking. What do we think? Another mass production? Let's play one more creature. No, then keep one in reserve. Could be another mass production. Good game. Okay, let me just double check everything seems to be working. That's good. Right. Unbelievable. We went 0-2 and we fought back to get at least 50%. Pretty happy with that so far. I feel like I made some questionable decisions in the first 2 games. I thought, oh yeah, I deserve a 0-3 here. But the deck has come to my rescue a little bit. It's a 2-lander, but I'm going second. I'm drawing an extra card, so that could be important. We've got Clay Revenants and Powerstone Fractures. That seems like a nice combination. We won't be able to cast the Arbalest Engineers for a while. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'll keep this. Okay, how about turn 1 Clay Revenant? We'll have another turn to potentially draw a land, so we know what we're using the wilds to search for. Okay. So I'm thinking it's a mountain. No attacks, I think. Yeah, no attacks. End turn. Will he be able to sacrifice something right away? Well, he didn't have Evolving Wilds. Yes, yes he will. Sack that to draw a card and make this a 3-2. It's a pretty strong move. He did not do that, though. He's gone past his attack phase. Right, we're going to look for a mountain. So we're more likely to top deck a forest. He said. Okay, we can Powerstone Fracture and kill this guy, because that's 3 damage a turn. That is that's quite scary. On the other hand, we can Dreams of Steel and Oil right now and probably hit something scary as well. We can always blow this guy up at some point. He's got Pyrrhic Blast, Excavation Explosion, wow, Transmogrant's Altar and Keening Stone. So he's got a big mill card. That seems crazy. I'm going to get rid of the altar, I think. That will, yeah, that'll take out one of his plans. He could actually mess me up here by doing Excavation Explosion on the Revenant. And rely on me not drawing any lands. Which is probably a safe bet. Oh no, he's going to mill 2 lands off the top. 1 land and Gaia's command. So, sorry, Titania's command. I've got to get that right. Okay, so we can do something. We can slow down the rate at which we die. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. I could have attacked in with it first, I suppose. Get a point of damage in. So there is, thank goodness for that. Oh my god. Right. What does he have? He has Excavation, Explosion, Pyrrhic Blast, to sacrifice something to do damage. Yes, basically a fling. He's got this scary mill card. We don't want to get milled to death, but it might be the reality. This could be a 3/3 haster. It will just die to Excavation, Explosion. We just want a Powerstone token then. With this guy, we could blow up a Gnawing Vermin, and it will. We could blow up a Gnawing Vermin. That's quite good. Yeah. Let's kill this 1/1 before it gets sacrificed and does something horrendous. He can sacrifice it to do 1 point of damage with that card and kill my power. Okay, I don't think there's much, maybe not much point, because he can sacrifice at instant speed. We get the tapped Powerstone token, right? And then we're building up to Mishra's Juggernaut, and that's going to be quite a nasty threat for him to deal with. He's got another land. He's very close to Keening Stone here. That's getting blown up. Keening Stone next turn. Okay. He can do 2 damage effectively with this rat. He can kill a Junkyard Genius. But I think I'm going to accept that, because I need to ramp out a Powerstone token. Oh no, right, okay, so you're attacking with that because, yeah, you can just trade with a Genius. Okay, this... going to trade. You need to get rid of his sacrifice fuel here. It's the worst trade ever, but we know he's got this in his hand. Okay. Let's go for the quickest win here is going to be Mishra's Juggernaut. That is a 4-turn clock. Got other stuff, but Hoarding Recluse to just try and defend with. Right, he sacrifices that, gets it to 3, then he can now sacrifice that to blow up the Juggernaut. Is that what he's going to do? No, he's got Unleash Shell. And then he's going to get through with 3 damage. Okay. So, I think this is threatening now. We know what he's got in his hand, these 2 things. He can mill me. X is the number of cards in that player's graveyard. Oh god. Oh my god. I get milled for 9 from this thing. I still have to win very quickly. I'm glad I've got that extra 5 damage in my back pocket there. That doesn't blow up artifacts, but that's okay. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Okay. I think he wins with the Keening Stone here, I'm afraid. think that's like a 2-turn clock or something when he plays that. Yeah. That's... Yeah, we're regretting losing this Powerstone now. We can't play the 3-power version of this. We've got too many things in the graveyard. Nine. So, milled to death in... He does it his turn, then the next turn, and then the next turn, except I'm going to be drawing a card every turn. So it's probably I'm dead in 2 turns' time. I can slow it down by taking Revenant out of the graveyard, which is quite funny. Or by making a Clearcutter, getting me to 6 mana, I can take the Juggernaut out of the graveyard. Oh, I can also play a Thraxer Demon. Okay, that's good. That's putting 3 power on the board. But what a cheesy card to win with. It's incredibly effective because that is just gonna kill me. 10, and then he... Oh, sorry, yeah, it even builds up. So I didn't even think about that. It's the number of cards. So I've got 20 in the graveyard. Well played. You managed to just live long enough to get to Keening Stone. Yep, just deck of removal. And to think I was worried about his Pyrrhic Blast. Well, let's do something. Let's take a Mishra's Juggernaut out of the graveyard. So then it's only I'm only getting milled for 19, right? But yeah, we had a little bit of a slow start here with the land. We missed a 3rd land. But yeah, that's absolutely devastating. That's the thing. If I include that in my deck, I never hit 6 mana. I die to an aggro deck in 5 turns. It's just staring at me, sitting in my hand, staring at me, mocking me. But kudos to that guy. He got it to work. Yeah. Still, we go 50% after a bad start. I'll take it. So let's have a look at the deck. Junkyard Spiders. So we're playing Jund. We've got a sacrifice theme. Its main colours are green and black, and we're splashing red for these, for the Junkyard Genius, the Arbalest Engineers, and Sibling Rivalry, which this was a tough include. We had to drop. First of all, we dropped a Recluse for it, and then I realised I like the Recluses. This is the best card ever, and I dropped a Mythic to include Sibling Rivalry. And yeah, this guy would not have helped me win that game. So I think, yeah, I think you drop this guy because he's just a 3/5 creature for 4 mana a lot of the time. You've got this drain life trigger. If you've got a huge number of attacking creatures, yeah, they could be cool. But it needs a lot of. I think it needs a lot of setup. I think it might be a win more card, and that's what people say, isn't it? I think maybe this is the right choice. And we had fun with Sibling Rivalry, taking out big creatures. We even sacrificed the creature with Powerstone Fracture to kill another creature one time. So that was pretty cool. I think this was the right choice. I could have drafted more of these as well. I don't know if I should have 2 or 3. It depends on how many sacrifice outlets you've got. So I've got the Skyfisher Spider. I think it was 5, wasn't it? Spider plus Thraxer Demon, 2 Powerstone Fractures, and Junkyard Genius. Yeah, that makes 5. We left out Penregan Strongball because he only sacrifices artifacts, and so it's a bit. It's also a red card. You don't want too many cards in your splash colours. So that got cut. Even though this is a very good card, it's killed me several times. This is very popular in the black-red aggro deck. Thran Vigil, yeah, not enough stuff leaving our graveyard to make this work. We have Clay Revenant, we have Mishra's Juggernaut with Unearth, and we have Emergency Weld. But even then, it does absolutely nothing unless you manage to draw it with those other cards. Oh yeah, we also have Hoarding Recluses that can move cards from my graveyard to the bottom of the library. It seems like a good plan to put maybe Titania's Command on the bottom and then shuffle the deck with Evolving Wilds. I think this is the first time. Well, this is the first draft I had 3 Evolving Wilds, so this makes the Hoarding Recluses better, right? So that's another good reason to include these. Yeah, so kind of happy with the deck. But we did lose game 1 because I kind of got itchy feet on turn 3. I couldn't do anything. I didn't top. So I just went ahead and blew up something with Powerstone Fracture. I think I had Clay Revenant and Powerstone Fracture, and blew up a Third Path Savant. I thought, yeah, why not? That's probably going to be a problem later. I couldn't possibly regret this plan, right? Turn 4, he plays Battery Bearer. So an incredible ramp card. You can tap all your creatures for artifact mana. And he proceeds to play lots of huge artifacts and absolutely destroy me. I did play Dreams of Steel and Oil to take out his the 10/10, one of the 10/10 reach tramples, which I do have here, Rust Goliath. And then he had 2 in the hand, so he played the other one and proceeded to draw something else huge as well. So that was fun. So I could have slowed him down a lot if I just sat on my removal card. It was only if you've got 2 removal cards in your hand, I think maybe you can do that. You could blow up an early creature to get through a bit of extra damage. When you've got 1 in your hand, maybe you've not got much prospect for attacking. You're not an aggro deck. I think you hold it back for that important creature. Obviously, I keep having to relearn this lesson over and over again because I make the same mistake all the time. I play like an aggro deck when I'm kind of a mid-range deck, and I've got to hold my removal for the important targets. So that was the problem in game 1, and then game 2. Seem to remember we just got destroyed. I remember he had about 6 creatures and I had no creatures. Oh yeah, so yeah, that was a very interesting game. He got an early lead, got me down to 13 life. Then I got Titania's Command, and I was very iffy about attacking with everything because I thought he might have a combat trick. He was red. I think he was red, white, blue soldiers. I was worried about the because he had the double striker, who's mentioned on here, the Phyrexian Dragon Engine. But that would be the thing I would regret later in the game, not going in and attacking with everything after I played Titania's Command, right? Because he was able to block with the Dragon Engine and trade. Then I think he actually emergency welded it, and that was the last card in his hand, so he was able to do the discard your hand, draw 3 cards thing, which triggers whenever it comes out of the graveyard, not just when you unearth it. So I learned something new about Phyrexian Dragon Engine, and I think those 3 extra cards that he drew just absolutely destroyed me. And he had the thing I always think about drafting, but I never draft, which is the Relic of... I forget what it's called, but if the creature it's an equipment card. If the creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 for every other creature you control. So you put that on your double striker, and it's huge. So yeah, that was game 2. The dragon engine got me there, but I kept attacking with my bears. I got him down to about 6 life, and I thought I could have done 6 more damage earlier on in the game. Yeah, so I maybe I feel like I misplayed that one as well. That had a sibling rivalry interaction as well, because he had the mythic soldier, so it seemed reasonable to grab that and sacrifice it with Junkyard Genius. But the quest, it was an interesting sort of question of timing, because I think I had Titania's command. Do we do Titania's command first, then do the sibling rivalry plan next turn? Forget which way round I did it, but I wasn't happy with with how it turned out. Yeah, very happy. Obviously, next 3 games we managed to win. The deck just seemed quite strong. The mana base seemed pretty strong until, I suppose, game number 6. We did have a lot of 2-landers that I think I mulliganed once or twice, but yeah, we had the Evolving Wilds plus Swamp Hand. We've had a couple of times. Obviously, when you use the Evolving Wilds, you dig a land out of the deck, so I'm kind of paranoid that I'm taking a land off the top. Basically, I'm sort of pushing the lands further down the deck when I'm doing that, but which might be true. Now that game 6, the guy played. There was. He plays that annoying little rat that mills for 2, and of course it takes a forest and Titania's command off the top. So that probably turns out to be crucial. That delays my land for another turn. The questionable decision there was blocking the rat with Junkyard Genius and trading off. Because I thought he was going to sacrifice the rat to pump his 2/1 sacrifice dude, sacrifice payoff guy. But what mattered in the end was just the Keening Stone in his hand, which, very interestingly, I could have got rid of with Dreams of Steel and Oil. I saw that early on in his hand, but I thought the artifact that sacrifices a creature and puts a 3/3 in play was scarier, and I got rid of that because he had the sacrifice payoff. So that game could have gone very differently, but if I got rid of the Keening Stone, I would never have seen him win with it. You don't believe how dangerous a Keening Stone is until you've lost a game to it. I think that's the trouble. And he may have won with a straightforward sort of sacrifice deck win. But I did have quite a lot of removals, so I think I had the 2 Powerstone Fractures. So yeah, I could maybe have just taken out whatever creature he was building up. But yeah, hindsight is 20/20, as they say. Yeah, I thought Junkyard Genius and Arbalest Engineers were really good. Definitely worth including. Definitely worth going 3 colours to include both of these. We didn't see Skyfisher Spider all that much, but maybe a couple of times. I think the Juggernaut, something happened to it, didn't it, in that last game? Oh, it got an Unleashed Shell. It got delivered to it. So he had quite a removal-heavy deck as well, as it turned out. So if we just took out that extra win condition, the Keening Stone, maybe we could have held on. But yeah, interesting game. Not lost to Keening Stone before, but Yeah. So let's claim a price here. So 300 gems in a pack. Yeah, pretty good. See how our packs are getting on. 86 now. I've got to decide whether I want to open these off. This is my last draft actually of Brothers War for this sort of quick draft session. I worked out it might be July before we get another Brothers War draft. If they stick strictly to the schedule, because they've gone, it's looped around. We've got Midnight Hunt next 2 weeks, followed by Phyrexia All Will Be One. So the new set is going to be guaranteed to be 2 weeks out of the month, and then the next old set in the schedule will get the other 2 weeks. And I think there's 6 more sets to get back to Brothers War from Midnight Hunt. So, February is Midnight Hunt, March Crimson Vow, April is Kamigawa, May is New Capenna, June is Dominaria United, and then July will be Brothers War. And I don't know if I want to wait that long before I open these packs, but my rule of thumb is I don't want to open these packs until I've had about 20 limited events. So far, I think I've had 8 sealed and 3 drafts, so I'm at 11. So I'm a bit. It might not be effective to open these until I've done a few more limiteds. I want to get some, because in that last draft I got 6 Brothers War rares and 2 retro artifact rares. So that was a good draft in terms of the collection. So I want to get in a few more really effective drafts to help build my collection as much as possible. But it might be July before I can do that. So I'm going to keep an eye on the schedule, see if we can get another set of Brothers War drafts in. Maybe they'll let it come back in a couple of months. You never know. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I think that is a video. So thanks for watching.